Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the January regular meeting of the Rensselaer County Legislature. We have one presentation this evening, and it is P42221, a resolution adjourning the November 30th, 2021 legislative meeting in memory of Robert Rudd Breeze, with a presentation by legislators Wysocki and Patiri. Do we have the Breeze family here with us this evening? Would you like to come down front?
Right up here, Robin. Dave.
Good evening.
Hi, Roberta. As Kelly said, we're here to honor Robert Breeze. It's customary for this legislative body to pay honor and respect to the persons who have had a great impact and influence on our citizens of this county during their time on this earth. We remember with deep respect and admiration of the life of an individual whose singular example enriched lives of his family, friends, and fellow citizens. And whereas, attendant to such duties and fully in accord with its long-standing tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to express our sincerest sorrow upon the death of Robert Breeze, which occurred on Saturday, the 25th day of September of the year 2021. And whereas he was born on March 20th, 1927 in Bennington, Vermont, to the late Harry and Belle Rudd Breeze, and whereas Robert was a proud World War II veteran, he was granted an early high school graduation from Bennington High so he could enlist in the U.S. Navy in 1944, where he served on the USS Tarawa and the aircraft carrier built for World War II until the end of the war. And whereas upon his discharge from the military, he attended Cobleskill College, graduated with a degree in ag, and whereas the lifelong farmer in Breeze Hollow, where he received Conservation Farmer of the Year award in 1963, and whereas he was a member of the Hoosick Volunteer Fire Department, received his 65-year service award, a fire commissioner from 1995 to 2017, a lifelong man of faith, served as a veteran and of All Saints Church in Hoosick, and most recently a member of St. Luke's Church in Cambridge. And whereas Robert in his spare time was also an avid reader and stamp collector and model train hobbyist. Resolved, Robert Breeze will be sorely missed by his wife Roberta Shaw Breeze, son Robin Beverly Breeze, daughter Bonnie, and two stepsons or grandsons, David and Garrett Breeze, and four great-grandchildren, Aiden, Orrin, Alana, and Evelyn. Now there it be resolved that the members of the Rensselaer County Legislature adjourn this meeting in memory of Robert Rudd Breeze and extend our deepest sympathy for his family, fully confident that his contributions to the community will live on to serve as a legacy to all. And be it further resolved, the clerk of the legislature has directly transmitted a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to the family of Robert Rudd Breeze. Anybody from the family want to talk? Robin? Yeah. Just on a side note, I've known Robert and Roberta probably my whole life. And his grandson David lives in my aunt's house on our farm. So, they're part of the family, really. You want to say anything, Bruce?
Mr. Breeze is one of the greatest generation. Just think about it. Wanting to get out of high school early to go to war, to fight for your country. And then when you come back, give 65 years for fire protection for the community. These are the kind of people that built our country. And I think today it's unfortunate. I think it's lacking. Hopefully we could use examples like this to inspire our young people to carry on such a great tradition. And I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Breeze, sorry. And I went to school with Robin and Bev, and I'm sorry very much. David?
Do you have these? Anything else? Do you need more?
Very sorry. Sorry.
Thank you to Jeff and Bruce, and thank you to the Breeze family for allowing us to honor him this evening. Our condolences are with all of you tonight. Thank you. Before we get into the regular meeting, we do have a few folks signed up to speak. We'll start with the Honorable Mike Stammel, who would like to come down and speak. He's left us, I don't know, a whole 10 minutes, and he's back here at the chamber to visit. So welcome back, Mike. You remember him, right? How quickly he forgets. Look at his new jacket. It's amazing.
Not bad, not bad. Thank you, Ms. Kelly, Chairman of the Legislature, and honorable legislators yourselves. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. This has always been an important subject to me, and I'm speaking of Resolution P4022, which is a resolution urging the State of New York Department of Environmental Conservation to support City of Rensselaer opposition to the renewal of the operation and permit of the S.A. Dunn and Company landfill. For those new legislators who are here, I just wanted to just reiterate, this is a construction landfill that has 50, 75 to 100 trucks a day, big trucks who dump construction debris 100 yards away from a high school, grade school, the school district in the city of Rensselaer, which we believe is a public health hazard. It was an error, I think, made by political leaders prior to my being mayor of the city of Rensselaer, and we're trying to undo something. The DEC they'll be holding public hearings as soon as the Dunn landfill people submit their application for a new permit, or to renew their permit this month. And should they do that, we, the public, will have just a couple of months to debate the issue with the DEC about the Dunn landfill and the negative effects it has on our community, whether it be with the trucks and the fumes and the hazards that it might cause to our children in the school district, multiple types of things, and there's other people here to speak for it. But one of the things I might also add that should be on the heading of this, it should be also City of Rensselaer in opposition along with the town of East Greenbush. They've also passed resolutions opposing this landfill to be, as it affects their community, and papers blow and debris blows, and the dust and stuff from that dump not only affect the City of Rensselaer but the town of East Greenbush as well. And another thing I'd like to probably like to address with this legislative body, if not the county executive in the future, is that we're looking to get some professional assistance in order to fight this landfill with an environmental lawyer at some particular time, and we're hoping that maybe we can convince this legislative body or the county executive office to maybe support us in some sort of minimal way of splitting the cost of an environmental lawyer in order to submit our case again to the DEC in opposition to this landfill to get it closed once and forever. So with that, I'd like to say thank you for taking the opportunity to hear me. I know there's other people who want to speak as well, and again, it's a pleasure to address this body as a whole, as I did for so many years here in the legislative body. And how's the new chairs? Did you get them yet? No. It's long time promised, I know. They're coming though, right?
They're coming.
They're coming.
We're
See
gonna
that?
work on
Thank
that,
you.
yes. Thank you, Mayor Stammel. Always good to see you. Our next speaker is Dave Ellis.
Thank you, Kelly, and the legislature for having us here this evening. My name's Dave Ellis. I'm chairman of the Rensselaer Environmental Coalition. I wanted to come to thank Legislator Stahl for sponsoring the resolution this evening on the Dunn landfill. This has been an issue that myself, my group, and Brian himself have been fighting for many years. When Brian was on the Rensselaer Common Council years ago, he was opposed to the Dunn landfill, and he continues to be opposed to the Dunn landfill. The permit, like Mayor Stammel said, is coming up for renewal at the end of this month. So it is vital that all voices are heard on this issue. And with that being said, also, the Rensselaer Environmental Coalition's attorney, Colleen Pearson from O'Connell and Aronowitz, has sent a letter to Mary Fran Wakunis, the Rensselaer County Public Health Director, asking the county health department to help with investigating potential health impacts this landfill has on Rensselaer and East Greenbush and surrounding communities. So I really appreciate all the hard work that the county legislature is doing. And if you could put a word in with the county health department, that would be very helpful in fighting this issue. Like Mayor Stammel said, the dump has affected the Rensselaer community, East Greenbush community in so many different ways, odors, blowing debris, and it's been an ongoing problem. Unfortunately, it's been a political problem for many years as well. And politicians in the past made a serious mistake. The city of Rensselaer did not take lead agency status, and DEC went ahead and approved permits for the facility without taking a full look at the negative impacts it would have on the people in the community. So again, I appreciate all your hard work, and thank you for the time.
Thank you, Mr. Ellis. Our next speaker is Chris Cobb.
Thanks, everybody. My name's Chris Keel, co-chair of the Rensselaer Environmental Coalition, and I'd like to also thank Brian for sponsoring this resolution. It's a good, strong resolution, and we really appreciate it. As Dave mentioned, our attorney Colleen Pearson sent a letter to the Rensselaer County DOH. Along with that letter, she sent a summary of a survey that we did of the truck route, the residents along the truck route in Rensselaer. Truck route runs through Broadway and Partition Street on its way up to the dump. And we did a survey because we wanted to get a sense of how the truck traffic was affecting the people along the truck route. And so I just wanted to just give a brief summary of that, and I'm happy to submit it to you guys. I don't have it on me right now, but
Okay.
I can email it.
We can
or
send
mail-
that to the
or mail
clerk
it
of the
to you.
legislature, sure.
Sure, okay. So this summer, 3 of us went around the neighborhoods, handed out packets of the survey and an information sheet, and then we mailed the surveys to the people who weren't at home. We got 44 responses. We asked them like where on the truck route they lived, how long they lived there, how they were bothered by the trucks. We asked about whether they were bothered by the noise, dust, vibration, diesel, and congestion, and overwhelming majorities, especially for noise and vibration, said that this was bothersome to them. We also asked about the impacts to their daily activities, including whether they had to close the windows sometimes, whether they had to go inside because of noise and other effects from the truck, whether they lost sleep, whether they were stressed out, whether they had difficulty crossing the street or taking a walk. And large proportions, especially for closing windows, losing sleep and having to go inside their house, they responded that they often had to do that because of the trucks. We also asked them about their perception of their quality of life, both before and after the landfill truck traffic started running. And prior to this happening, about 97% rated their quality of life as either excellent or good, and 3% fair or poor. Afterwards, only 10% rated their quality of life as excellent or good, and 90% as fair or poor. And we also solicited comments, and we got numerous comments from them. It's not a scientific survey. We don't have a really high participation rate, but we just wanted to get a general idea of how people were being affected. So, like I said, I will submit that to you guys, so you'll have it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chris. And our last speaker to sign up is Lou Sebasta.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak. I'm Lou Sebesta. I live on 36 Partition Street in Rensselaer. And thanks to Brian for his resolution and the legislature members as well, and Mike Snammel for your shepherding the resolution against the Dun Dump in the city of Rensselaer and all the support in the city council. And just in perspective, this is the largest construction and demolition landfill in all of New York State. It's just when houses get destroyed, leveled, all the paint, all kinds of heavy metals, toxic asbestos, things in shingles, asbestos on pipes. It all gets bulldozed and put into these gigantic dumpsters, being hauled up to 100 trucks a day from 7 states, most of New England, New York. These trucks can weigh 60 tons, over 120,000 pounds. They can be hauling crushed, pulverized waste. When these like lead paint gets pulverized, it could be heavy metals, asbestos. They're tracking, these trucks are tracking this potentially toxic dust on our streets all over the Capital District. Most of them are coming back uncovered. My partner, Tom Ellis, and I have been doing truck surveys, 100% truck surveys once a year at least. For most of the years that the dump has been operating, most of them are coming back uncovered. This billowing turbulence and wind is tracking whatever residual dust is still in these tractor trailers around the Capital District and our city streets. It's going right up Partition Street, right by the Boys and Girls Club, almost a mile up to the dump, right through the heart of our city, within 200 feet of a practice field, like Mike said, is 100 yards from the school. This is terrible for the students. It's terrible for the residents, the larger residential street. The noise is oppressive. It feels like it's a war zone there. Children used to stand right outside in their houses, getting picked up by school buses. This is not just for a school issue, it's a residential issue. The toxic, like hydrogen sulfide gases are blowing out onto the school, wafting on school grounds into the neighborhoods, down into the hollow. It is, we've known the effects of this landfill, that there supposedly, I think it was a fraud on the part of this CT Mail Associates, the consultant for the Dunn landfill, to actually get this approved, saying that it was like unforeseeable that there would be any significant impact. And they basically, DEC took their word on it, and they approved this landfill. And I think everybody's looking at this now and figures, what have we done? We don't even have the lead agency status in our city of Rensselaer anymore. So anyways, I strongly favor and I applaud you for whatever support you have given so far to our opposition to the renewal of the permit. They want to go to 2036, and they're going to go there if they can. This is one of the largest waste connections. It's not even local control. The Dunn family sold the interest in the landfill off. It's a Texas corporation. They don't give a damn for people in Rensselaer County and in the city of Rensselaer, any of the people here. And they're in it for, there's no remediation. DEC says they've been monitoring and looking at this. Nothing they've been doing has really remediated anything. All the trucks that have been weighed most of them have been overweight. 60 tons, 120,000 pounds, and they're overweight from that, damaging our infrastructure and everything. Thank you there's much more. We're continuing to study this. PFAS are leaking out of this landfill, and the leachate is going in our streams, and it's going almost unremediated through the Albany sewage treatment plant, which is where the leachate is going. And in any case, there's so many impacts that it's a public health hazard. It's an environmental hazard and it's a public health hazard for the citizens here, and it's not good for our bottom line either. What Rensselaer's getting is chicken feed for the impacts compared to the impacts, the health impacts and the quality of life impacts of this dump. It is serious. We've known this since the winter of 2015. We got a load of it. It's up to our necks in this stuff. We need to stop it, and with all your support, we very much appreciate this. We're in this together, and I appreciate it. Thank you for hearing me, and we're applaud you for whatever your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you to Mike, Dave, Chris, and Lou for their comments tonight. I think we've, as a body, have come out in support of some of the issues that you've brought up to us. Certainly think it's shameful that there's a dump like this next to a school, let alone residential area. So we will be considering that resolution this evening, and hopefully that will pass. There are no more folks to speak, so we'll call the meeting to order, the regular meeting to order at 6:26. Jess, if you could please call the roll.
Mr. Bendet? Mr. Cassell? Mr. Choquette? Ms. Doran? Mr. Fiacco? Mr. Fleming? Mr. Grant? Mr. Grimm? Mr. Harrington? Mr. Loveridge? Mr. Maloney? Ms. Nichols? Mr. Patieri? Mr. Stahl, I'm sorry.
Put your hands down back there, buddy.
Both are here. Ms. Weaver? Here. Mr. Wysocki? Here. Mr. Zaluski? Here. Chairwoman Hoffman?
Here.
There are 17 present and 2 absent.
Great. Invocation, Mr. Grant.
Lord, give us the wisdom to work with one another. Help us to look to others' needs before our own, and to always be ready to serve those around us. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Grimm.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairwoman, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the special meeting of January 4th, 2022, and approve the minutes as written.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, meeting agenda, presentation of petitions,
On file?
presentation of communication,
On file?
reports of commissions,
On file?
departmental reports,
On file?
reports of standing committees,
On file?
local laws.
There are none tonight.
Before we get to the index of resolutions, I would like to recognize a gentleman in the back, our returning commissioner, Randy Hall, who is going to be with us for some time. Randy was our commissioner for several years, and he's stepping in as DSS commissioner upon the retirement of Teresa Bedoin. So welcome back, Randy. It's good to see you. Okay, we'll get to it. G722.
G722, resolution authorizing an amendment to a contract for the Country Club of Troy Unified Family Services Youth Services, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G822.
G822, resolution authorizing a contract for preventative maintenance for medical equipment services, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G922.
G922, resolution authorizing 2 agreements with Berkshire Farm Center and Services for Youth, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1022.
G1022, resolution authorizing a maintenance contract for the digital radio system, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1122.
G1122, resolution authorizing an agreement for advanced monitoring and on-site computer-aided dispatch support, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Grant, Mahoney, Maloney, Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1222.
G1222, resolution authorizing the acceptance of a grant award and amending the 2022 Rensselaer County adopted budget mental health, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1322.
G1322, resolution authorizing contracts for electronic monitoring, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1422.
G1422, resolution authorizing an agreement for substance abuse services, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1522.
G1522, resolution authorizing vendor contracts for the medical examiner program, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Casal, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1622.
G1622, resolution accepting a grant for the Mother Cabrini Health Foundation, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1722.
G1722, resolution confirming appointment of Jay Wilson as Rensselaer County Director of the Bureau of Public Safety, County Executive, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1822.
G1822, resolution establishing a capital project cogent plant upgrades, introduced by legislators Casal, Bendet, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G1922.
G1922, resolution authorizing a contract amendment related to the Hope House, Inc., and amending the 2021 Rensselaer County adopted budget mental health, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G2022.
G2022, resolution authorizing the purchase of a shelter for the County Emergency Trailers, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. G2122.
G2122, resolution authorizing the sole source purchase of Dust Aid Natural G from Momar, Inc., and amending the 2022 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Sewer District Number 1, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P2222.
P2222, resolution appointing a representative to the Albany County Airport Authority Regional Advisory Board, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Leverage, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 abstention, Mrs. Hoffman.
Thank you. She just answered my question. P 2322.
P 2322, resolution appointing members to the Capital District Regional Planning Commission, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 abstention, 17 ayes. Mr. Vendette's not here.
Okay. So moved. P 2422.
P 2422, resolution appointing Rensselaer County Legislative Representative to Rensselaer County Extension Services Association Board of Directors, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 abstention, Mr. Wysocki.
So moved. P 2522.
P 2522, resolution appointing representatives to the Region 4 Fish and Wildlife Management Board, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 2622.
P 2622, resolution appointing representatives to the Hudson Mohawk Resource Conservation and Development Council, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 2722.
P 2722, resolution appointing a Rensselaer County legislative representative to the County Jury Board, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 abstention, Mrs. Hoffman.
So moved. P 2822.
P 2822, resolution appointing a director to the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 2922.
P 2922, resolution appointing members to the Rensselaer County Environmental Management Council, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
15 ayes, 2 abstentions, Mr. Choquette and Mr. Stahl.
So moved. P 3022.
P 3022, resolution appointing members to the County Fire Advisory Board, introduced by legislators Grant, Maloney, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
13 ayes, 4 abstentions, Mr. Maloney, Mr. Grant, Mr. Stahl, and Mr. Fleming.
So moved. P 3122.
P 3122, resolution filling vacancies on the Rensselaer County Health Board, introduced by legislators Bendet, Stahl, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3222.
P 3222, resolution appointing members to the Rensselaer County Sewer Board Number 1, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3322.
P 3322, resolution appointing members to the Rensselaer County Soil and Water Conservation Board, introduced by legislators Hoffman, Loveridge, Harrington, Grimm, and Doran.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
15 ayes, 2 abstentions, Mr. Wysocki and Mr. Patiri.
So moved. P 3422.
P 3422, resolution appointing members to the County Agricultural and Farmland Protection Board, introduced by legislators Harrington, Wysocki, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
16 ayes, 1 abstention, Mr. Wysocki.
So moved. P 3522.
P 3522, resolution commending firefighter C. Michael Deutsch III upon the occasion of his 50th anniversary with the West End Lake Fire Department, introduced by legislators Bendet, Choquette, Loveridge, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3622.
P 3622, resolution commending the West Hand Lake Volunteer Fire Department upon the occasion of their 150th anniversary, introduced by legislators Bendet, Choquette, Loveridge, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3722.
P 3722, resolution recognizing the contributions of Ruth Finelli to the local families and youth, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3822.
P 3822, resolution honoring Catholic elementary and secondary schools, introduced by legislators Grimm, Doran, Fleming, Nichols, Weaver, Zalewski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 3922.
P 3922, resolution commending Stacy Pomeroy Draper for her dedicated service to the Hart Cluett Museum, introduced by legislators Grimm, Doran, Fleming, Nichols, Weaver, Zalewski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. P 4022.
P 4022, resolution urging the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation to support the City of Rensselaer's opposition to the renewal of the operating permit of the S.A. Dunn and Company landfill, introduced by legislators Stahl and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes. Oh, 16 ayes, 1 abstention. Mr. Bailey.
Okay. So moved. That concludes our list of resolutions for tonight. Legislator privilege. Mark?
Madam Chairperson, I just wanted to say that the one we just approved during the S.A. Dunn landfill, I think if this landfill was in, I represent, whether it was in Troy or Scottsdale or Petersburg or anywhere, we would be in the same position we'd all be. Still supporting this if we possibly could. I understand the intention, but if we possibly could. And I think that we as a body is, I'm certainly glad the four speakers were here, because, really four different perspectives, but all really against this landfill, against renewing the permit. I think possibly us as a legislative body could urge our Department of Health to see if they could be of any help to the citizens of Rensselaer, really, to help this, helping this stop the renewal. 2036, and I didn't realize it was that long, so it's really necessary, and we should be doing it. That's all.
Great. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second? All those in favor? Aye. Have a good night, everyone. Be safe. Stay warm.